Hi, it's Damian Piotto, again, your local real estate agent living in Brisbane. Today I wanted to talk to you about, are you thinking about buying land and what are the key considerations that you need to think about before purchasing land? Now, there is always an appeal to build your dream home. It's also worth remembering there are many considerations when buying an established home as well. Doing your due diligence will not help you just find the right block or piece of land, but avoid costly surprises along the way. So whether you're looking to purchase in metropolitan or regional areas, no two blocks are alike. They all have their own set of challenges, and before you take the plunge, there's some key considerations into purchasing the land. Guys, the first one is your climate. So understand the local climate in the area that you want to purchase. There's things like your average rainfall, the seasonal temperatures, highs and lows. Whether you're in North Queensland or the Snowy Mountains, the local climate will significantly impact the type of home you build. It will also give you insight into how your home should be insulated, the types of vegetation you can grow, and how you compare for potential weather conditions and how much energy you might need to expect to use. Now, number two is zoning. Make sure you research the zoning regulations for any land you're considering. Zoning specifies the type of block that can be used: residential, commercial, industrial purposes. There's obviously permits that need to be included, whether they can be single or multiple dwellings are allowed. Councils have different zoning regulations, and also when it comes to the rules around that, they're applicable. How they get applied by councils depends on land, size, and different blocks. The third thing, guys, is access to utilities, including water, gas, electricity. Investigate which companies provide those type of access. So for instance, water source can be connected through to the property. Understand the local water restrictions if there's any in place. And the possibility of collecting rainwater can save you time and money down the track. Fourth thing, guys, is that building covenants. So when you're purchasing a block of land, especially in a new development or subdivision, it's essential to check if there's building covenants applying to it. So these are conditions or restrictions imposed on your property that in order to maintain the standards and protect the aesthetic appeal of the surrounding properties. So you'll go into new type of areas and you'll see they're quite similar in how they look. This is actually part of the planning stage, and they do this beforehand to make sure that there is some alignment there. The other thing that you really need to look at as well is that when it comes to building your property, you need to understand the type of block you need to buy, as in the size. So for instance, singles, retirees, or young professionals may prefer a smaller property to maintain, which means they'll buy a smaller block. Families with children will lean towards something with a larger footprint, more bedrooms, and a substantial yard, which means they'll probably want a larger block. Goes without saying. One of the things that is always something we recommend is soil testing. So it's important to note the terrain of the block and anticipate costs involved before construction. If it's a steep block, excavating and leveling it out can be costly. And the same can be true in removing trees and rocks and other things that you need to look at as well. Conducting a soil test will also ensure you purchase a high quality block of land with no hidden nasties, right? So the test will take on the soil's physical and chemical characteristics and determine if it's safe and stable enough to build on. You really don't want to be building an expensive home on foundations that aren't sturdy. The next tip that's super important is that where are your amenities? Consider the land's proximity to your amenities, including your schools, medical centers, parks, public transport, and shops. Okay, these features are also really important as your investment long term. This will help keep the prices very high and help when it comes to selling into the future. Another tip, guys, is that, for example, a north-facing home will ensure the house receives substantial natural light and warmth, and also protect it from excessive summer heat. If your goal is to minimize bills, pay close attention to the orientation of the property. It'll help you immensely. Look, for more information or advice on purchasing land and house and land packages, please contact Damian on 0455 986 093. We do help people in a range of new developments, including house and land packages currently for sale. We're always here to answer any of your questions and help you out the best we can. We hope these tips have helped you today and you enjoy the rest of your week.